So I'm making a video because I'm just so obsessed with Shostakovich 8th Symphony right now. I can't stop listening to it. I can't get it out of my head, and I'm so lucky because we happen to be playing it in Shepherd School Symphony right now, and I am barely making it through these rehearsals. I mean, it's embarrassing. I just have to try and avoid eye contact with anyone basically at all times because I'm so close to tears, and it's such a relief to be involved in something that makes me feel this much. Especially a piece that is, it was written in such a immensely difficult time and had to deal with the hollowness and the futility of feeling and of hope. It's just amazing. So, I mean, I borrowed a score and I've been looking through it, and I'm so fascinated with it. It's actually led me to like study, which is amazing. But I thought that I would just make a video talking about why it's meaningful to me, and not really look at the score or get too particular because I want to share what is so impactful about it from my point of view because I don't know, you can get your own score and have a great time. So I want to play the very beginning of it. Um, So it's just this really angular, obstinate intensity, just like burnishing the whole way through. And it's just that first interval, da da da. It's like it's a struggle this entire piece to kind of get any higher than that. And this whole piece, I mean, there are moments of such beautiful confusion, and it's lyrical, it's melodic, it's rapturous in its own way, and but it'd be difficult to say that it's happy or that it's romantic in a sense that we can fully go along with. The second movement is equally angular. It's like a chokehold the entire time. And I always feel crazy playing things like this second movement because it's so fun to play things like this, but the time and place it's representing, and to enjoy playing it makes me feel like I'm complicit in these crimes and these horrors, which I guess can be good, but here it is. Like, it's clearly kind of fun, but da da da, that creeping, sagging half note, there's something just so wrong about it. The third movement, this insanely militaristic march, just unrelenting. This whole piece is just, it's a lot on the senses to handle. It's really oppressive. And the fourth movement is just so sad. Our conductor, Larry, talks about how lonely it is and how you have to know solitude to know it. I mean, I am someone who loves learning symphonies while I'm playing them. I don't like to, listen to things before, and maybe that's silly, but I can't tell you how many emotional experiences I've had because I think that sitting in an orchestra, you have the best seat in the house, and just being surrounded by the sounds and the changes has been so moving, and especially in working on this piece. So that's the beginning of the fourth movement. Insanely devastating, and it gets so icy, and it's really strange because this piece starts so like, heroic in a way, but just dark, and It's so full, and it seems like the whole time it's just being slowly carved out. And one of the most insane things is this ending of the fourth movement, how it goes into the last movement. And I'm just gonna let it go into the last movement. I mean, when I heard that, even hearing it now, I'm so emotional and I'm like trying to make a video, but it's just, it was miraculous to me, that every single voice at the end lowering and coming up and the weird interval that they all make, it's something that's so difficult to describe, and it's so like the kind of bleak numbness and confusion that people must have been feeling. And then to go into C major in such a beautiful way, it went so, it jumped in register, and that made it suddenly like you're in a clearing in the forest, or it's like incandescent, or it's like suddenly everything opens up, and that incredibly affirming bassoon solo, which twice has that beginning motive but inverted so that it's reaching up instead of reaching down. And I mean, it's taken 5 insanely emotional and intense movements to get us to move just that little bit, to just offset the darkness that we had before. And I think it's so important that the interval is the exact opposite, and it's not any higher, because that's like the only amount of hope that's possible, is to mitigate the darkness or match it. That is just so inspiring to me. And the end also just blew my mind, because I'm in the first violins, we're holding one note for like 20 30 measures or something, and I'm just freaking out because this one note, it's just, I've never heard Shostakovich. I'm not like a scholar, so I haven't heard everything, but I've never heard him stay in C major for this long. And the wind parts are so incredible. There's pitzing of that same da da da, and it's just this quiet, gentle hope. But there are these amazing like sighs, gasps in the wind parts that are dissonant, which it's like these sparks of doubt happening, and then they kind of settle back into our beautiful C major chord. And our conductor Larry talked about how most of Shostakovich's symphonies end with triumph, even if it's hollow triumph, in victory, and how this one ends with something more important, arguably, and that's survival. And of course I cried when he said that, because it was insane. And it's so true at a time when, Stalin had just defeated Hitler, and Shostakovich in his own memoirs wasn't sure if that was even better. And he wrote this mourning for all mankind, not just those that Hitler killed, but Stalin as well. It's just incredible. And so for me, this piece is just like kind of a testament, testament to how subversive it is to write about these things, to talk about the things that are inexpressible, and how subversive it is to just begin to hope and to create something. Even if it's just staying the same, if it's surviving, staying on C major as long as you can. It's just incredibly moving to me. And I'm having a great time playing it. Our concert is this week. So it's just I would hear this piece played by any orchestra within any like 100-mile radius if I could, because it's yeah, it's so moving, it's so relevant, it's so important, how the arts represent hope in a time where there is not any, and how it can converse and convey really what words can't express. Like, we don't know the horrors and the numbness of that time, and we may yet have a time that's coming where we need this kind of music more than ever, and we need to be able to communicate it. So, okay, that's all. I love